I understand that there was a mistake based off the information that the Halo Campaign Evolved developers has said in regards to having to pay for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts just to play local split screen. Now we get that. But you ponies was out here saying that Microsoft was charging y'all for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. Now mind you, yes, you do need an Xbox account to get access to the game. But you guys was going as far to blame Microsoft as to why you had to pay for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. You still gotta live with that information, man. But this also goes as far to show you that even when you get your information from your quote-unquote sources, well, guess what? Even from the developers themselves can get things wrong. But let's take one look at his comment section, shall we? Now, when looking at this comment section, as you guys can clearly see with the ponies, Xbox always has this auto-sabotage to their own games. What do you mean? With stupid paywalls? What are you talking about? PlayStation Plus is Sony. So you're telling me that Microsoft is responsible as to why at that time it required 2 PlayStation Plus active user memberships? See, this is the problem with you ponies, man. You guys will do anything to defend this company. Now, mind you, we can clearly tell it was a mistake on their part because that's why when we looked at the Xbox and the Steam one, we didn't see those same requirements. But you're still going to have to pay for 2 memberships just so you can play online co-op. I hope you do understand that. You still have to pay that. Now, in regards to the local multiplayer, which, to be honest, really didn't make sense to begin with when we even heard it. But to play online on 2 accounts, even on the same console, you're going to have to still require 2 active paid PlayStation Plus memberships. That's something that you guys are completely forgetting about. Can someone tell me how much Xbox is getting from PSN subscription? This guy, Mr. Randy over here, says 2 account requirements equals 2 active players. How can they be active players if you guys was complaining about having to pay for 2 PlayStation Plus memberships? How could Microsoft count that? How could you be considered an active player when you guys want to play this game split screen with your children? Locally, with no online multiplayer. What are you talking about? But anyways, Xbox wants to boost their numbers. Now, why would Microsoft charge you for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts? See, this is something the ponies are not understanding. These were the narratives that you guys was pushing. Now, mind you, the information in regards to the local co-op multiplayer was obviously wrong. Nobody's gonna sit there and tell you that. It didn't even make sense when we've seen and heard it. But you still gotta pay for 2 PlayStation. See, this is what they're not getting. You still gotta pay for 2 PlayStation Plus membership accounts if you wanna play online co-op. That's what they're not understanding. So you guys want to sit there and act like you walked out with some form of W, but yet you still paying $20 to play with your son. You think your son just wants to play with his daddy, or he wants to play with 2 other participants on his journey learning about Halo and the Master Chief Collection? Now that's a good comment, Mr. Doopy Pixels. It was clearly a typo. There's literally no reason whatsoever for Microsoft to require a PlayStation Plus sub for any of their games. This AGN guy just be lying for those, probably more likely those views, which is grifting. Yes, clearly it was probably a typo. Let's not forget, Microsoft, even though they do have some involvement in Sony's PlayStation service, not to the point where they're deciding to charge you 2 PlayStation Plus memberships just to have access to the campaign Evolved. We all knew this. That is something y'all gotta stand on. And the crazy thing is, we don't even know if this is like an online only game. We still don't know any of these things. We still don't know if you gotta pay online to even access most of these modes or the multiplayer. We don't even know. Now, we know for the multiplayer, but I'm just saying in general, you might have to still pay $10 to access the game, even in local. You might not have to pay 2, but you might have to pay some form of membership. We don't even know if this is even an online only game, or if the local multiplayer, the local co-op, is even on the disc to begin with. We still don't know these things, guys. You feel me? All you guys keep doing is speculating. But like I said, this is Microsoft we're dealing with, man. Let's not forget, the same people not putting the games on disc, lack of ownership. They definitely did it for the Switch too with Indiana Jones, while you ponies pay $70 for a game you don't even own. As a Steam player, I laugh at console people. Still we will get your games, and they will run better, no sub. What are you talking about, Mr. Catboy? Your whole platform is DRM. Oh! What? See, this is what happens, man, when you guys are so caught up. Like, we're not even going to use the term console wars. We'll just say platform wars instead of just playing games. You know, you got Steam fanboys really thinking that they have ownership to their games when, bro, all it takes is for a light switch and there goes all your access of Steam games. Why do you think Steam giving you all those discounts? It's not because you own them, because you do nothing but a license key like everybody else. Stay in your line. Stay in lane, PC fanboy. Glad I'm not a console gamer anymore. Bro, no matter where you go, let it be PC or even at this point the Nintendo Switch 2, you people are not going to own your games anymore. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. And then, let me say, the Dreamcast guy got exposed lying about Halo required PlayStation Plus. Yeah, that's something he gonna have to stand on. He gonna have to stand on that because you said that Microsoft was forcing 2 PlayStation Plus membership accounts, which is absolutely ridiculous. This sounds like a great comment. No, Xbox did not remove the paywall. What actually happened is that Halo Studios corrected an early mistake. Local split-screen co-op. Yeah, which practically makes sense. That does. It was just a typo, more than likely. Probably wasn't intentional, because that's why we didn't see it on Xbox and Steam. But let's not get it twisted here, people. You still have to pay $10 for each active account to play this game, even if you're playing on the same console, if you want to access the online co-op. And people like Games to explain. Remember when you have, like, I'll use Left 4 Dead 2 as an example, right? You have one account, and then you put the guest on, and guess what? The guest doesn't need to have a membership to play online. You still have to pay for 2 active memberships on PlayStation 5. This is something they're not getting, just so you can access online co-op. Now, in regards to local, at that point, it's already said and done. But in regards to the online co-op, you can't log in a guest player and just pay for the 1 membership. If you want to play online co-op, 2 memberships active memberships are required to play that game online, even on the same console. But yet, ain't nobody saying nothing. And the funny thing is, most of you people weren't even going to play the split-screen multiplayer co-op anyway. You guys was out here complaining about, oh, but maybe I want to spend time playing my kids. Your kids don't want to play this. They too busy playing Roblox and Fortnite. Alright? Uncle Soros, go back down in your basement where you belong. Your kids don't want to play this. Are you serious? I want to show you how back in the days we used to get down on Halo. Bro, you think your children care about these games? Because they don't.
They said that this is what they said, we incorrectly stated that PlayStation Plus is required for local co-op split screen play. Funny thing is, Sony never said anything. This only came from the Halo team. But you had dumb Xbox fanboys, yes, like GameStop and them. You see what I mean? This isn't nothing new, right? Same type of people. They always try to damage control and defend liars, deceivers.
Bro, it was literally a mistake. I mean, they even said it. We incorrectly stated. What does that mean? That was a mistake. That means there was nothing maliciously being done here. See, that's what you don't understand. What you was doing, you was damage controlling, saying, oh, Microsoft out here pushing for 2 PlayStation. That's the garbage you was saying. And we're like, what are you talking about? It was like, that wouldn't make sense. Why would Microsoft completely ruin their own game by even adding something remotely that stupid? Especially considering that they don't even run your own operating service. Do you understand that? Do you understand how ridiculous that is to say that Microsoft is the reason why they took out the 2 PlayStation Plus requirement? I guarantee you still need that 2 PlayStation Plus requirement to play that online co-op. Well, let me guess. It's Xbox's fault. Microsoft is getting blamed for having to pay for 2 PlayStation Plus memberships. Okay.
And all the Xbox fanboys are coming on my channel. And all the morons on Twitter, they were saying that this is Sony's fault. Like, why would Sony ever put a paywall on PlayStation Plus for local co-op play for a game that they didn't announce it for?
Well, they still put a paywall for the 2 accounts, though. You're still going to have to pay for 2 PlayStation Plus membership. This is what I'm trying to tell you. if you want to access the online co-op. The days of just, hey, let me throw in a guest player and play it through one active user, those days is no more. You want to play the Halo campaign with a line through your screen, your buddy still got to have an active membership too. That's so funny that you guys are completely skipping over that. Now, in regards to the local, it didn't even make sense when that information came out. It really didn't. But my whole angle is the fact that you ponies were saying that Microsoft is responsible for why they charging you for an additional PlayStation Plus account. That is my argument. That is the narrative that I'm pushing. Everybody knows mistakes happen. So what? These were the narratives that you guys ran with.
It would be something that would exist everywhere else on PlayStation. And many people were saying this yesterday. They would do anything to damage control how brain dead the Xbox world is. I have to say it, and I hate to say it because it's true. More than anything.
Okay.
It's so pathetic, it's just completely embarrassing. You're talking to a base that's been brainwashed for like 12, 13 years in a row consistently.
Yeah, I'm so brainwashed to expect that Microsoft would be charging just to play this Halo campaign Evolve for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. That's how brainwashed I'm into this console war that I would think Microsoft would charge for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. Like I've said before, if Xbox was being malicious, they would have been like, okay, you pay for PlayStation Plus, but then you also have to pay to have an active Xbox membership to have access to Halo Campaign Evolved. And like I've told you guys, if that was the case, I would have been out here telling y'all this. But that's not the case. That is not the case at all. The only thing we figured out is the local co-op multiplayer. But that has nothing to do with the online multiplayer. See, that's something that you guys are completely skipping over.
You have to say it. I mean, because it's very true. So we incorrectly stated, no, that PlayStation Plus, because this is going to be funny, is required for...
Now, in the thumbnail of the title of this video, it says Xbox removes paywall for Halo local co-op. How can Microsoft remove something they don't even own? That makes absolutely no sense. Why can't you just take this as a mistake? Why can't you just take this as a typo? Why can't you just say that, oh, it was a typo? Like, bro, you people act like when you write something and you type something that you're completely correct all the time. Like, this is what I'm saying. You guys try to be smart with this, try to push some Xbox hate propaganda, but it was lovely to see you ponies galloping and jumping over those fences. Because they were so scared. I'm canceling my pre-order. I hate Xbox. I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. Those are the best 2 days I had of my life. Now I'm just trolling. Seeing these ponies galloping, jumping over fences. Because they were all looking forward to this game. And that ruined all their excitement. Now these ponies are comfortable going back to eating the same Xbox carrots that they say they don't like. You guys are ridiculous, man. Just admit you're an Xbox gamer.
Local co-op split screen play, right? Local split screen co-op.
Look at that pony sitting on that chair. You see Master Chief looking? That's the ponies when they out here playing Halo Campaign Evolved. Look at that. They're glued. They're glued to their seat. Look at that. That's AGN when he playing Halo Campaign Evolved on his PS5. These PS5 owners ain't never seen a game like this before. Master Chief sitting in the back like, we got him. We got him, Phil. We got him.
Requires a PlayStation account for each player.
That man is hooked. He got the Xbox headset. Man got the whole 3D glasses on. Look at that. That man's hooked on that Halo Campaign Evolved. God damn. He unraveled his collector's edition and he's ready to go. Woo!
A PlayStation Plus account. So now it's going to be just like it was on Steam and just like it was on Xbox. You see what I mean about this company? Because you already were hurting your publishing. You did the same thing for Outer Worlds 2. Oh, you know what? We're going to put the price down to $70. But you know what? Yeah, we're just going to reverse. We're going to reverse the price of Game Pass.
Yeah, just like Nintendo did the same thing with $80 games and they went right back to it with Fire Emblem.
Not going to work. That's why. You don't want to kill your publishing. Yeah, wise move. I have to say, at least you came out and did it that way. So the best way to cover it is to lie to you in a different way by saying we incorrectly stated. You're admitting you made a mistake at least. You're just not admitting it fully because I don't believe that you incorrectly stated that. I think that you tried to tell Sony to put that as a ultimate
What?
item and that y'all will both get a cut.
So, but regardless of that, that would also mean that, according to your logic, that would also mean that Sony was actively involved in suckering the PlayStation community. No matter which way you try to flip this still sounds bad for you. Hold on, let me hear it again. Wow. PlayStation and Xbox was trying to get a cut.
You tried to tell Sony to put that as a ultimatum, and then y'all would both get a cut. Just like you removed Halo from PlayStation State of Play and pissed off Sony, and you removed Gears too. These decisions that they're doing over there in the Xbox world, like I said, are absolutely embarrassing. This is what you.
Well, I mean, but according to what you just said, that means PlayStation was actively involved, because, like you said, to get a cut. You know, so hey, you trying to scratch my back, Sony? I'm gonna scratch yours. You get more members on your PlayStation Plus. Yeah, man, thank you. So regardless of what you're saying, that means they were actively both involved, according to your logic, in screwing over the consumers. Now, I will say, I mean, like I said, this is all speculation. Maybe there could be some validity to that in regards to the offline play. Maybe there was no such thing as offline play in this game. Maybe it was an online-only game. See, we don't know these things. I'm just speculating. But maybe this was an online-only game, and you have to pay to access an online-only game, which is why that was there stated. What do you guys think about that? I'll be like, yeah, GameStop, that does sound pretty reasonable. You know, if we're going based off that approach of Xbox and PlayStation trying to screw over the consumer base. Because maybe it was an online-only game. Maybe you have to pay to access the online. And we already know with games like Call of Duty, you have to pay, I think, online to access the campaign. I think people have stated, this is even before Activision, before they were acquired by Microsoft. So maybe there's some validity to this. Maybe they're working hard. Hey man, you know all those copies we just manufactured? Put some local co-op in there. Because it doesn't say, you know what I found funny about this? It says local split screen co-op, but it doesn't go in detail. It doesn't tell us that there's a single player here. It doesn't tell us that. Think about that. You're like, oh, Snap Games, you're right. This might be potentially an online-only game. And what's crazy about that, because why does it say local split screen? It should also say single player and local split screen. So you might still have to pay $10 to do this. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying, guys. You might have to still, because it's an online-only game. Now, to play the game locally with your friend, to access the online-only game, you will still have to pay to access it. But your friend doesn't, as long as you're playing on the same console. Y'all be like, yeah, GameStop, it does make sense. Now, if you want to play online, you need 2 active memberships. This is more likely an online-only game. We'll see. Like I said, this is just me speculating. We'll see when the game finally comes out. But there has to be some reason for this level of confusion. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, how did this company have so much money but no brains when it comes to gaming? And you've been in the gaming industry since at least 2000... 3 or something, or 4, or whatever the hell you came in around that time when The Rock showed on stage with that huge controller. Like, it just gives you the idea that how can you be around that long, watch that long, because you're in the PC world too, and still make these type of mistakes?
It's a typo, AGN. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but it's still a typo. Like, this man's acting like everything he wrote on a piece of paper, this man has never made an error. Come on, AG. Don't sit there and say that every time you typed on your computer, you never made an error when you typed something. Come on, bro. Apparently, this man's perfect. This man has never made a mistake in this man's life. He's a perfect human being. According to AG's logic, every time he types something on the keyboard, everything just magically, he never had to erase one button. He never had to erase one letter. He was just able to free flow it. That's it. Yo, right. Come on, man.
Makes you wonder, huh? So let's go down here, because this is where it started right here. And the ninja you love to hate says, you sure? Manabyte said otherwise. Yeah, this is a guy that was damage controlling from Microsoft. See what it requires first. Look at this guy. PlayStation, make them pay for 2 accounts to play single player.
I don't think it's single player. We still don't know that. We don't know that. This might be an online-only game, and like I've said, that could explain the confusion.
Yeah, don't give them Halo at all. You are a moron. You literally just got your answer. You see what I mean? And 177 come and like it. Why are they so dumb? Like I said, this is the most dumbest base ever in the history of gaming. It's almost like you should have never existed because you're like a cancer on the gaming industry. Your ignorance.
No, you are.
And your stupidity.
You're stupid.
And your low IQ behavior.
You're stupid to think that Microsoft would charge Sony for Microsoft has anything to do with charging for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. You gotta be real dumb for that.
Here. And this is just another idea of how many dumb sheep and horde there are in this world. This has 101 replies.
Me, I'm out here speculating. Now we have Does It Play jumping in the midst, so it still has double online DRM for all 5 modes, just not paid. You see the problem in that, right? So like I said, this could be some form of online only game. Yes, maybe they were trying to sucker y'all, everybody with this, right? We all can see this because it just didn't make sense what was written. Like I said, this is just the future of gaming. Not defending it, I think it's wrong. But this also shows you that out of all the games that you people are purchasing, these companies clearly don't care if you own the games or not. They really don't. And it's sad to see this. Because when the game does come out, we're going to find all these people paying $200 for a collector's edition of a game that they don't even own. Just because they threw in a Halo Master Chief figurine. And you pay $200 for essentially a toy with no game on the disc. You know, it's unbelievable, man. But like I said, I mean, I wasn't going to buy this game anyway. Luckily, I already have access to all my classic Halo games, including Master Chief Collection. This might destroy a lot of hype from people, especially people that actually felt like they wanted to own the game on PS5 or whatever platform they're playing it on. I mean, like I said, we expect to see more of this stuff, guys. You know, and I think this is the reason why the confusion is here. See, we all took the information, we all broke down based off what we seen. Now that we got new information, we're breaking this down. Now we're speculating to see as to what the problem really was. Was it a typo? You know, I think it was a typo in regards to that, but I still think we have a DRM game here, people. I still think we have a DRM, digital rights management game here on our hands, even with a physical copy, and I think that's something that's worth more complaining about than what you guys was doing before. And it has to be a reason as to why single player is not mentioned there. It says local co-op. This is probably an online only game, and that probably explains as to why they said you need 2 paid online memberships, because the game is online only. Think about it. Have you ever played an online only game on the same console? You never did. You never did. You never played an online only game that lets you play with a buddy on the same console. Maybe there's a few out there, but I'm just saying, at least from my experience, most online only games only require one person playing online, right? So having the 2 active paid memberships that clearly was a typo, well, who knows, was a typo, we'll just use that as an example, was a typo, must have meant that to play the split screen on the same console, which would have meant that, of course, the person would have to pay for online as well to play with you, because it's an online-only game. You see what I'm saying? This is all about breaking down the information, breaking down, giving people theories. You know, like I said, we still don't know everything, but as of right now, this game is not looking really good. It's looking like a DRM game, like Does It Play says right here, and I'm going to stand on that. You know, I wasn't looking forward to buying this game anyway, but right now this has completely destroyed any hype that I ever had. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, man, you know, clearly it was Microsoft's fault for charging you guys for 2 PlayStation Plus accounts. It was obviously their fault, even though it's Airbox.